All right, Introduction to Industrial Tech students. Mr. Voigt here. We are going to learn how to draw drawing 4-4 called the test bracket. If you notice here though, this is actually 3 drawings. This is just like the multi-view drawings that I went over with you when you were in 8th grade. If you look at this, I just want to very quickly, oops, I had to dump something out here to get this. It's like taking 3 different views of this box. So you can see this is my top view. That would be like looking at my box like this. This is my side view. So I take this view and I slide directly above it and I turn it on its end like this. That's that view. That's the side view. Okay. This is my end view. So I literally move it over, move it up like this, and I got my camera right up next to the camera, but you get the idea. Okay, so that's that view, top view, side view. So it's called a multi-view drawing because these are 2-dimensional drawings with an x-axis and a y-axis. You don't get to see all the depth. There's no z-axis on these, so you have to give it more than one view to convey all the information you need so somebody could actually make this. This is what they're for. They're technical drawings, giving you the information you need to go fabricate this or make it. Okay, so when we get on the back here, you got to pay attention. They don't dimension everything. You have to really decipher some things on here. And that's something that everybody's capable of, but quite honestly, a lot of people don't want to try very hard to do. And it can be a little bit confusing, I'll give you that. But everybody can do it with a little bit of practice and a little bit of effort. So just be aware of that. Sometimes you have to subtract something from something else or add something or figure it out. They expect people to be able to read these and use their brains, believe it or not, actually apply things. Other times it's straightforward and easy. It just depends on what you're looking for. So what we're going to do really quickly is I'm going to show you how to draw this middle part here. Then we'll come back with another video up here. But I'm going to go fast. You can stop this and rewatch parts of it if you need to. But I am going to draw with just straight lines. I'm not going to draw a rectangle this time. I'm going to use my line command to draw half of this. So this entire length, if you look right here, is 14 inches. So I'm going to draw, it doesn't matter which side I draw. I'm going to start here and go this way. I'm going to go 7. And then if you look right here, that's 1.5. Okay? That's 1.5. And I get that from right here. And then it's 1.5 coming this way. I get that from right there. From here to here is 5. I get that there. And then down here it's just repeated, right? 1.5, 1.5, 7. Then we got these lines. That dotted line is what we call a hidden line. What you're seeing there is this line right there. So in this view, that line is hidden by the top of this flange right here. And so when they draw it in there as a dotted line, they want you to know it's there, but it's like you have to look through that with your x-ray vision like Superman to see that line. So they're dotted. And you can see one over here too on the bottom. So what they're showing you there is, because you're looking at it from this side, you're looking at that line. See how it would be blocked by this corner right here? So it's hidden. That's what those dotted lines are. So if you look at those, it gives you those measurements right here. From this inside line to my outside edge is 2.125. And I know the thickness of this is 0.125. So from here, from this outside line right there to my end is going to be 2, because I know this thickness is 0.125. Right? So that means from this solid line to my end is 2.125, and from my dotted line to my end is 2. These circles, if you look right here, it tells you that circle with line through its diameter symbol. So that's 1/2 of an inch diameter for these circles, and they're just centered in those little these little nubs, and then they have center circles in them. I'm going to draw the circles in here after we get this main thing done. And you can see the circles here are 2 inches apart, one going left to right, and 1 inch apart going up and down. There are 5 columns and 5 rows. Now the hardest part is figuring out where does this get centered. Okay, you know they're 1.5 apart here. I said 1, but they're 1.5. They're actually 1 inch off the bottom and 1 inch off the top, and then they're 1.5 inches apart. As you can see, they're 1 inch off the bottom, 1.5 inches apart. This way they're 2 inches apart. But what they don't give you, well, they kind of do, right here it's 1.25 from this dotted line to the center of my circle here, 1.25. So those are all the dimensions. So I'm just going to draw that real quick, really using very simple commands. So there's a couple new ones in here I want you to see though. So I'm already at 5 minutes on this, and I want to make sure I get done in another 4 or 5 minutes. So I go line command. I am in, so what I have on down here is my dynamic input, my snap, and my grid. My snap should be, set at 0.125. My grid spacing can be, it really doesn't matter, but 0.5 is fine. 0.125 for your snap is going to help you. So when I come up here, I just get in my line command, and I lock onto one of those corners, and I draw this way, and I'm going to type 7. And I have 180 degrees over there, right? If I'm not at 180, I tab over and I type 180. And then I hit enter. Okay? Oh, it's drawing a dotted line, but that's okay. I can come back and fix that in a minute. I'll show you that. So then I'm going to come straight down, 1.5. And notice I'm drawing straight corners for now. We will come back and round those in a second. 1.5. This way, I think I said 5. If you go back and look. This way, 1.5. This way, 1.5. And this way, 7. Okay? I'm going to hit escape. You don't even have the option. When you draw this, it's going to be a solid line. So I'll get to that in a minute. I'm just going to change it back to my solid line there. Okay. So there we go. We drew half of it. What I got to do then is put my line in. Remember, I said, and I want this to be on this layer. Okay. So I want to go this way. I said 2, right? So we're going to go 2. We're going to draw right. Oops. See, I didn't have that at. Gosh darn it. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to go right there. Go this way. 2. Enter. I'm going to go straight down and draw it. Hit escape. Do my line again. Remember, I have 0.125 snaps, so all I got to do is snap over 1 and go straight down. Okay, so now I do those. They're both solid lines. What I want you to do is come up here, and you're going to make it so you can have a dotted line. I already had this done, but I'm going to come up here. I'm going to click Layer Properties, and then in my Layer Properties, there's a little yellow one here. I'm going to click that. You see how it gave me a new layer? And then you're going to, this is the type of line. You're going to click that continuous, and you're going to come down here, and you will not have these two line types in here. You'll just have one that says continuous. You're going to go load, and then it'll give you all these choices, and you're going to scroll down to where it says hidden, and I want you to do the hidden 2, these little tiny lines. Click it, and hit OK. And this is giving me an error message because I already have it loaded in here. Yours won't give you that message because you don't have it loaded in there. So there it is. So then you want to go click hidden and say OK. And you see how that line type changed to my hidden? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete that layer because I don't need it. I already had it in there. You should have layer 0, which is a continuous. That's the solid line. And you should have layer 1, which is our hidden line. So all you have to do now is get out of there. If you look on your drawing, this line is the one that should be, you just highlight it, go up here, and you go layer 1. And it makes it a dotted line. Okay, the other thing I want you to know is a fillet. Fillet is how you put a radius on a corner. So I hit fillet, and if you look on your sheet, right here, right here, it tells you that is a 0.25 radius corner. So is that, so is that. So it says in 12 places. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All of those are 0.25 radius. So how you do that is you go fillet, then you come down here where it gives you some instructions and you say radius. I already have it set at 0.25, so I'm just going to, you would type 0.25 in there. So you go ahead and type it in there, 0.25, enter, and then you hit multiple. So now I'm set up. If I highlight over that line, I click, I highlight the next line, See how it puts the radius in there? Now on my drawing, I'm going to go ahead and do all this and then clean this up. See? You just click the line, click the other line, and it will do this for you. So we're going to do this real fast. You don't even have to click anything in between because we clicked that multiple button at the bottom. If you did not click that multiple button at the bottom, you would have to hit the space bar after every fillet that you did. Okay, so now that I'm done, I hit my escape button twice to get out of my command. And remember, I drew my 2-inch line over so I could draw this as my construction line. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Oh, well, that's not good. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Okay. So I kind of messed up. I don't want to go over this with you. I'm just trying to figure out. So that's 0.25. So I got to go 6 points. I'm having to do something a little goofy. There we go. Okay. So I cleaned that up. Now I've only drawn half of this. I'm going to come up here and put my circles in right here. That would be, I want to go to diameter. And as you can see, I can visually with my crosshairs, I can tell that is the center. I'm going to go 0.5. I'm going to come, I can do this more than one way. I can hit my space bar, get back into that same command, draw my circle at 0.5 diameter. Well, that is not right. That is a 0.5 radius. It's a 1 diameter, so I got to come up here and go diameter. 0.5. And then if you remember, you go to annotate, you hit this little center mark, and I click on them, and it puts my center marks in. So before I get in here and draw, I'm going to show you another command. So you've learned the fillet command. Go back to my home tab, and I'm going to highlight all this, and then I'm going to say mirror. And then I'm just going to click on the end of this line right there, and I pull it straight down to the other one, and I mirrored it. I drew it. It basically just took what this half was and mirrored it over there. Hit escape. Oh, should have had you hit enter. Excuse me. So I'm going to do that again. Highlight, mirror, come straight down, and then I hit enter, and then I hit escape twice. So there we go. Now I've got to find a spot in here, and if you'll remember, that spot is 1.25 over and 1 up. So I'm going to go ahead and use a line from here. I'm going to go 1.25. I'm going to type 1.5. I'm going to go enter. I'm going to go straight up from there. 1, enter. So there is my, then I come back, and if I look, those circles in there are 0.75 diameter. So I'm going to go up here, diameter, right on there, 0.75. Enter. Then I hit escape twice, and I come back and I get rid of these little lines that I used to construct it with. Go to my annotate tab, put my center mark on, hit my escape. Now, go back to my home tab, highlight this, and then I go to my array. I have 5 columns and 5 rows. Between my columns, I have 2 inches. Between my rows, I have 1.5 inches. There we go. That is how you draw that first drawing. Hopefully everybody gets that. I'm going to make another drawing for the other 2 views. All right.